الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم.
Hey, what up, y'all? Hold on. I don't know why I brought that light over here like that. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. Let me see. I don't really need it. I need it. I think I'm cool. That's cool. All right, what's up, everybody? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let's Think podcast. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, bro. What's happening, man? You know, I was thinking about you when I did this one. Nikki Love, what's up? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me get a quick mic check real fast. And then I had to run to the store. Hurry up. Let me bring in this PowerPoint for the night real quick, because I can't be with y'all long. We got Arabic class tonight at Arabia coming up, which I am not ready for. Let's bring this into the mix. Mic is good. All right, cool. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Let me make sure we're straight over here. We good. Okay. Yeah. Because I know you told me about the cosmic science, right? You know what I mean? So I was like, ooh, this is going to be a good one. For those who are, those who are laboring into understanding, the cosmic science, this is absolutely a good one. You know what I'm saying? For sure. All right. Okay. All right. So, yeah, let's go ahead. Let me see something. Let's go ahead and get this party started. So Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. You know what I'm going to always say, Sallallahu Allah Muhammad and Sallallahu Allah Ali. May the peace and blessings be upon those mighty, beautiful souls, man. Because if you knew, there's days where I am in such awe, tears are in my eyes. The layers of the Qur'an, the history, the I don't know how we miss it, and especially if you a hadith, and I'm not a hadith person like that. You know what I'm saying? I understand that they came 200 plus years after the fact, but even within those, there is some truth that points to a interior hidden truth. Just so profound, man. So profound. Last week, couple days ago, not last week, but a couple days ago, Sunday class, I was able to show the class something and had the class pull up your own window, and I want y'all to search this particular thing. And everybody had their own search results come back. And of course, it's a popular search. The consensus was the same. And what I showed in the class was not in popular searches. It wasn't there. And it was right here in the Qur'an that shows Ali. I put it that way. I ain't gonna say where, but it shows Ali, and it was just amazing to see, how it's right there in front of our face. And then it was also really amazing to see how kind of amazing and disheartening at the same time of how mainstream hasn't, even what we would call modern day Sufis, haven't seen this. In that it just don't pop up in the search when you look for it, So it's some things to be revealed, such as tonight, what I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you word for word what this Quran is talking about as it pertains to something like this, these train crashes in Spain. All right. All right, so let's get to it because I do got class today. All right, let's blow this up. Let's come from the Quran and open up like this. In Surah 21, which is entitled What the Prophets, the day will fold, we will fold the heaven like the folding of a scroll for records. Now, the theory here is this, and I swear I can call Jew right now. I was on the phone with Jew about 2 hours ago. He said, "What you want, Mr. Man? I'm working on the Spain train thing, man, because you remember 2013." And he was like, "Oh yeah, Trayvon flips the train." So I done a presentation showing you Trayvon Martin 2013 and how really his spirit was in alignment with the astrological configuration of the first train crash. I'm not going to pull him into this one. All right. So anyway, this stuff goes back 13 years ago. Right. And I said, nah, man, I got to find it in the Quran where it is talking about how space has memory. I remember Habuki, which is pathways, but the pathways that the Quran is talking about, which by the way, only appears one time in the Quran, by the heaven full of pathways, only appear once in the Quran. That's more like a web, interconnection, a mesh-like material. So that's the fabric of space that Einstein has figured out, but that's not necessarily memory. I'm going to show you memory today because it's actually right here in front of us. It's right here in front of us. The day we will fold the heaven like folding a scroll for records. Now, record kitāb is just a book. So it means record, it means book, it means like notary, it's a record. That's not even the one that's dealing with memory or the heavens being conscious. I'm going to show you in a few. All right. We're going to come back to this. Okay. All right. So click that thumbs up button for me. Hit that like button, please. All right. Get this thing going. In 2013 in Santiago, Spain, there was a train crash. In 2026, as of a few days ago, January the 18th, 2026, there was another train crash in Spain. Okay. All right. So we got to ask the questions. Is the heavens, do it have memory? So on the left-hand side in 2013, just showing you, hey, you had about 79 recorded deaths. It happened my cursor is in a way, I think it's the 24th, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, July 24th, 2013 at 8:41 local time, okay, in Spain. A couple days ago, January 18th, 26, it happened at 7:45 local time, okay, the one that we see. All right, okay. So I'm just showing you because these times are going to become time sensitive when I show you a chart. It's 100% predicated upon time on these two combinations that's going to line up. Okay. All right. So remember these times. All right. All right. So now let's go to the astroscience. Mercury represents travel and transportation. You see the big arrows pointing to both of these. Yes. Travel and transportation. So we got a travel issue. So we want to go look at the planet that deals with travel. But guess what? There's another planet that deals with travel, and it's Jupiter. Notice the big arrow points to travel as well. Yes? Okay. All right. Now, let's deal with good old Mars. Mars is a planet that deals with accidents, amongst many other things that's not too good when it's on its negative side. Gunshots. Every rapper that got shot, especially murdered, guarantee you had a certain Mars transit, and I got it all documented. All right. So anyway, Mars represents accidents. Now, let's go to 7/24/2013. Let's pay special attention to the heavens because we see Mercury, the planet of transportation and travel, with the red little cross, yes, is on the left side of Gemini if we look at it in the sky. You see the date, you see the planet. Now, in the circle is Mars and Jupiter together on the right side, which is the right twin. Okay? So this is Castor on the right, Pollux to the left. Okay? All right. So let's make a special note. Jupiter is here at the twin, and Mercury is on the left twin. Yes? Okay. Now let's go to 1/18/2026. Where is Jupiter? Jupiter is exactly where Mercury was, on the left twin. Not to mention, in 2013, it was here at the right twin. Now it's here. So it's pretty much in the same region of space, in the exact same position where Mercury was during the first event. Both of these represent travel. You understand this? Both of these represent travel. Okay? The real irony, I'll save it. I'll save it. But you gotta note that Mercury today, on January the 18th, is not right here where Jupiter is right now today in the sky. This is how you have to know space has memory. Okay? So in essence, when Jupiter gets here, there's a reverberation. But let's keep going. Now let's look at a chart. Okay? Now, what I have in green is on the outside, or at the very top, you see where it says IC at the very top? And then the inner part of the wheel says MC. Then note at the bottom, it says MCIC. And at the top is ICMC. So let me break this down for you. Okay? The inner wheel, the planets in blue, the planets in blue is the July 24th, 2013 train incident. How do we know? On 7/24, if we look to the right, the circle inside of a circle, that's over here in Leo. It just got there, about 2 degrees Leo. Yes? Okay, so now we know the blue sun is in Leo, so this is the July incidents. Now, the outer circle in red, look at all that cluster of energy to the left in Capricorn, because it just happened, what, 2 days ago. So the sun was in Capricorn. It was a new moon that day, yes? Because what did we do in the Patreon? We had a new moon silent candle flame visualization that we do every new moon. So it was a new moon on the day that this incident occurred on. So the green shows us, the red shows us that, hey, the sun is over here in Capricorn. So now we know we're dealing with the January 18th incident. Now, remember I told you about the time. When you see inside of the green bar, ICMC, top and bottom, these two gateways, IC and MC, are lining up perfectly with one another. This is important to understand. What is the IC? The IC is known as your fourth house. All of this is, if you pay attention to it, the AC, DC is like left, right, MC, IC, top, bottom. This is your celestial cross of Christ right here. In other words, east, west, north, south. What constellation, when you were born or at the time of the event, something's born at the time of the event. You can say kickoff for a basketball game or a football game. You can say a baby is born, which is you or your own child. You can say a train incident. You can say somebody getting clapped. You can say whatever. The time is going to show you precisely What constellations were on the 4 cardinal points of our reality? East rising, aka AC, when you look in the chart. West, the opposite, DC descending. AC ascending, coming up. Eastern point of the sky, sunrise. 12 hours later, approximately, sometimes, depending what time of year we're in. But the opposite side, DC, is setting, descending. So from the rising point AC, you now move up to the MC, which is the highest point of the sky, known as the midhaven. This is traditionally around 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The sun is here at its highest peak. This is, you ready? This is, who is it that we see that enjoys the beauty of the day that sits in the south? That's a little bit of a Western cryptic, as in the east brings in the light, and so is the who that sits in the east. And who's the brother over there that sits in the south to enjoy the beauty? It's only one person that I know of for sure in here who know what I'm talking about, because I'm talking to them, right? Okay, so there, that's the south. The west represents that person who represents what? Strength. So you got wisdom in the east, you got beauty in the south, and you got strength in the west, the DC. So now the high point, MC, come to the DC, setting point. Now in the north, technically you don't see the sun in the north. The earth is turned away from the sun, a perfect 180 from the sun. So we say there is no light in the north. Yes, we say that. There's no light in the north, right? All right. But that northern point is synonymous with midnight. So on the even Steven wall clock, 6 a.m., 12 noon, 6 p.m., midnight. 24 divided by what? 4 quadrant points, 6, 6, 6, 6. Okay? Now, if you can figure out the time of year when the sun rises and everything is going on at that point, the combination lock lines up perfectly. Okay? All right. Now, what happens here with these two incidents, they have the exact same, they're just opposite. They have the exact same high point and low point. But this one's high point matches this one's low point, and vice versa. So therefore, the vertical axis of MCIC, remember, MC represents out in the public. The IC is more private and home, also can deal with land. The DC is relationships, just to give you a little nugget, and your relationships mean marriage partners and or business and close friendships too. The AC is more of how to initiate and come into the world, your outer personality, okay? But the point here in green is the two gateways are identical. So it's a match made in heaven, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is important because to get the same degree, you have to be born within an average of a 4-minute window of time. You see? So now this is when the math starts to come in. You have to be born within a 4-minute window of time to match the degree, house degrees, because they're ticking, constantly ticks. Yes? Okay. So what a coincidence, both of these events, these incidents, heavens line up perfectly on these critical points. Sometimes these points, when you're dealing with relationships, these points are more sensitive than planets on planets, because these points represents, you ready? You know what a house is in astrology? A house is an area of our life. See, the static paper don't do us no good. You got to know that you're really looking at the circle of the heaven. And then we say, oh, that makes sense. My favorite one to point out, because it's an obvious truth, is the 7th house, the setting sun. The couple walking on the beach think it's so romantic because the 7th house deals with what? Relationships. That is a fact, Jack. That's a fact. Okay. This is why it's important at sunset that this is the time to do your affirmation, or what I call your Venus key, the time to bring in your lover. This happens to also be what? One of my favorite prayers, Maghrib prayer, which means Maghrib means what? West. So this is the time that you and your partner, if you can, this is the time that y'all pray together, or you shoot that I love you to them. Stamping space, because I'm going to show you space is intelligent. Okay. All right, let's move on. Now, let's see if you can see this. The moon in red to the left, I have circled. And Mars in green to the right, I have circled. Yes? Now, is there any line in the chart, such as a red line or a blue line or a dotted line, that's going from the red moon over to blue Mars? No. This is where you have to know the science. Because technically, the reason why there's no line there, they're saying, hey, these two planets, their distance to one another, they don't form what's called an aspect. An aspect is one of these lines. These lines are planetary. Red represents, hey, yo, I got a little beef with you. There's some little friction that we need to work out here. That ultimately means there's something inside of self that has to be worked out. Because the external is nothing more than the mirror of the internal. These planets are nothing more than different representations of our psychology. Mars shows you how to fight, how to be progressive, and how to have passion. Mercury shows you your mind and your intellect. Jupiter is an expansion of Mercury when you go up into the university, right? Don't necessarily, university don't mean accredited, institution. It just means higher learning. YouTube University, right? Saturn is our aspect of consciousness that deals with discipline and structure and responsibility. Or are we going to duck it? Yes? All right. So all of these are just an aspect, a beautiful mirror of the human psyche. This is why the Qur'an is always talking about the seven heavens and a similar number of earths. Yes, this is why I always point out, go to Quran 65:12. The chapter is called Talaq, which means divorce. And he's going to say the very last verse, number 12, interesting, number 12, going to tell you, Allah going to tell us, hey, my name is Allah. I am the creator of the heavens and earth, the creator of the seven heavens and the similar numbers of earth, and my command descends among them. Bro, excuse me, sir, what does your command flowing through heavens and planets have to do with me going through a divorce? I'm here to have a divorce matter. Why are you talking about your command flowing through seven heavens and planets? Because there's a planet that deals with marriage named Venus, and there's a planet that deals with divorce known as who? Uranus, and sometimes definitely Saturn. Okay? Depending where it's at when it's traveling in your life. This is known. This is hidden Quran. Think it's just there just to be there? Especially in such a sensitive, delicate subject matter, divorce. Check it out for yourself. I ain't lying. Go read Quran 65:12. It's there. Okay? All right. All right. So if the imam is not talking about this, or imam, however you want to say it, imam, you know what I'm talking about. Yes? Ain't talking about nothing. So here it is. Here go the connection. This is what you got to pay attention to. Notice at the very top, I want you to see the date so you can know, hey, man, this is the truth. July 24, 2013. Note that I put a green asterisk mark by what? Mars. 23 degrees, 51 minutes, 1 second north is declination. Yes? Go to the moon, second person. January 18, 2026. Look at the moon. 23, 51, 59. Yes? Get out of here, y'all. Same minute, same degree, but it's south. And the other one is matching it, Mars, north. You know what this is, ladies and gentlemen? This is called an eclipse. See, they got the same declination. See, think about it. Just 2 days ago on Sunday, we had a new moon. The new moon is when the sun and moon are in perfect straight alignment with the earth. Everything is in a straight line. Did the moon block out any aspect of the sun? Because that would be called an eclipse. When it blocks out a little piece of the sun, it's a partial eclipse. When it blocks out the total light of it, it's a total eclipse. We did not have an eclipse. Yes? So when we don't have an eclipse, what's happening? It's sort of like the sun is up higher and the moon is traveling a little bit below. It's not traveling directly in front of it to eclipse the light of the sun. So every new moon is not a solar eclipse. Every full moon is not a lunar eclipse. So you have to be on the same declination, which is sort of like just a plane, a level. Yes? You remember the old school graphs in math? Like if we go up, 0 in the middle, 0, then +1, +2, +3, and then we move over. Yes? So you can be here on the graph. Let's just say +3 over 3, but the moon is +2 over 3. It's under you, but it's in the same vertical alignment, but it's not directly in front of the object. That's declination. So what's happening here is the moon is at an even Steven declination. I mean, even Steven. You see it. It's in red. 23 degrees, 51 minutes. And the reason why it's red is because this is called high declination. Once you exceed 23 degrees, you start to move in what's known as high declination. Okay? This is a fact. That's why it's red. Okay? All right. So now they're what's called contraparallel to one another because they're not in the same sign. One is north and one is south. Hence, the Tropic of Cancer is the north. Yes? The Tropic of Capricorn is the south. Let's blow it up. Let's look at it again. Mars at the top, Cancer, 7 degrees, 32 minutes, 54 seconds, 6th house, traveling at about 40 minutes, 5 seconds, latitude 0 degrees, 37 minutes, 51 seconds, north. Its declination is 23 degrees, 51 minutes, 1 second north. Go to the moon, 23 degrees, 51 minutes south, north, south. Moon in Capricorn, Tropic of Capricorn, south. Cancer, Tropic of Cancer, north. Equinox, Aries, Libra, equator. Hello? You getting it? So these two are in, the moon is basically eclipsing Mars, but let's pay attention. How you eclipsing Mars and Mars ain't there right now in the sky? Because January the 18th was just 2 days ago. So according to the bottom sheet, let me blow this back up. According to the bottom sheet, yes, Mars is 26 degrees Capricorn. So technically, wouldn't this mean that the moon is eclipsing the location of where Mars was almost 13 years ago, 12 years and some change? Yes, because Mars is not there now. Mars was actually close to the moon on January the 18th. So now that means Mars is opposite the place where it was. But what's happening is that space called 2013, that incident has memory. You know it's an inherent truth because you celebrate birthdays, anniversaries, holidays. We just stop right there. Why are you celebrating birthdays? Ain't got nothing to do with January the 18th. January 18th is just a 2D form to let you know that, hey, the Earth appears in front of the Cancer constellation, the Sun appears in front of Capricorn constellation. Therefore, every time this happened, and we can get it to the degree, this is your birthday and this is your celebration. This is your anniversary. So you keep celebrating stuff in space. Every time Earth and space align up with one another in the exact same alignment, you keep celebrating over and over and over and over again. Because space has memory. I'll prove it. I'll prove it. So let's come back to this Quran verse. The day we will fold the heaven like the folding of a scroll of records. Let's get into some definitions. A scroll, as you can see, only appears 4 times in the Quran as a root word. The other 3 times it popped up as baked clay. And this is how it's always used in those 3 times as baked clay. So when our command came, we made the highest part of the city its lowest and rained upon them stones of layered hard clay. Every time baked clay is used, it's talking about raining stones down on humanity. Yes? Because the baked clay, the baked clay, I'm going to link and show you that it is our crazy thoughts and emotions that is creating events such as this. Okay? All right. Now, as you can see, the very first definition says to be folded up. So now I'm going to show you what fold means. Fold means to go by or to pass to elapse time. To be covered, meaning in a distance. Yes? So that's one definition of fold. To go by or to pass. Yes? So remember, it said the day we will fold. I'm going to remix that and show you the day will pass by. Now get ready. Now, mind you, they got folding again. The heaven like the folding. Now, I'm going to show you a different definition from fold. Y'all ready for this? Blew my mind. I said, alhamdulillah. I just said it. I was going to look for it and find it. And here it is right here. What do it say? Innermost thoughts, real conviction, true mind, intention, design, consciousness. Wait a minute. Look at the bottom root word so we know that I ain't lying. What do that bottom root where it says explore root? What do it say? It says ta, wa, ya, t, u. That could be a u, right? Or be say a w, t, w, y. Hold on. Go back over here because you see at the very top it say to be folded. What do that root say? Same root. So you know I'm not pulling no little tricky trick on you. No, that's the same word. Yes. Of course, when you add a ha at the end, an h, you say, oh, now it means this, but the root is the same. This is why I take you to the root of the Quran. I'm going to take you to the root of this teaching. That's what we do on Tuesday nights that we about to do in what, an hour or so? 2 hours? Well, right? So now let's go to it. What should it say? The day that passes by, the heaven is a conscious scroll of records. Did it not just say, hey, hold on. Did it not just say conscious? Yes. Do it not say innermost thoughts, true mind, intention? Yes. So I'll put it in parentheses, inner thoughts, true mind. The day that passes by, the heaven is a conscious scroll of records. Alhamdulillah. I rest my case. I rest my case right there. Leave my Quran alone, man. Leave my cosmic Quran alone. I'm serious about it. I love that Quran. Cause see, no. I can just say alhamdulillah because I said for years, space has memory. I'm on the record for saying this. Space has memory. It has memory. But everything is revealed in due time. So today, I said, nah, Jew, I'm going to find it. It's in here. I know it's in here because I know the Quran. Found it right there in our face. So space has memory. So if this represents, let me bring this back. Let's come back to some of these definitions. Conscious, intention, innermost thoughts. The question that we can raise could absolutely be, well, shoot, is this train crash a reflection of our innermost thoughts? The heavens align. Now listen, the heavens align all the time. The real question becomes when it aligns and there's no reverberation. And then when it aligns on this cycle, it said, yeah, it goes down. What is the deciding factor between the two? That's the real science. That is absolutely the real science right there. What is the determining factor between the two? Why did it take this cycle off and appear in this cycle? Because it does that. Okay. But can we ask a logical question? Should we be asking a logical question? Are human thoughts, these innermost thoughts, connected to these events? See, this is where you had to come into a different form of Islam. The Nation of Islam has said, hey, what makes rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes? Bottom line answer, this is created by the Son of Man experimenting on high explosive. His thoughts, her thoughts, her emotional disposition. Listen, I can pull it up, but you can fact check me. I want you to pull it up. You pull it up. I keep saying it. When I saw on 9/11, 2015, 14 years later to the day, a wind came in Mecca. Wind has always been synonymous with what? Spirit. In which we blew our spirit into man, he became a living being. Yes. We blew our ruh into man, he became a nefesh. That's what the Torah says. Yes. A crane fell in Mecca, fell on the masjid, boom, and killed 111 people on 9/11. I said, no. I know what that is. Then they say the most deadliest crane accident before that one was in New York City when 8 people died. But New York City is the place where every year, what they do on 9/11, they shoot beams of light as memorial buildings up into the ether. That's dangerous. When you're doing it with a negative emotion and people are crying, and we understand why you cry and sobbing. And guess what? They absolutely have an image attached to who did that, who knocked those 2 buildings down that these light beams from. Those Middle Eastern Arabs did. So it took 14 years of consistent negative emotion in the ether. And when you know the law of Saturn says on 9/11/2001, on the event, I'm at 6 o'clock on the wall clock. And 14 years later, I'll be at 12 o'clock on the wall clock. A straight line that you just saw, that shows you in this chart, a straight line from one another. And when that straight line occurs, ball game. The likelihood of I call it a reverb. A reverberation is coming back into this reality where thoughts create an event and mirror a previous event. Why you think the Buddhists teach you about the will? Karma being a wheel. We own a wheel called the earth, traveling around the sun in the wheel, and that's going around the solar system is moving around the dang on galaxy, right? In the wheel. Wheels within wheels within wheels, which ain't that what Daniel or Ezekiel told you? Wheels within wheels? Yes. See, when you understand it, Some of us, me, I'll speak for myself. You be like, man, hold up. Let me get to my ashram. I'm good. Let me repent. Hold on. Stuff for law. Let me forgiveness. Yo, I'm sorry for doing yo, man. I was a nigga. I struggle in the flesh right here. Let me get this thing riggedy right as quickly as I possibly can. And then you also start to understand, what is it that really holds real value? That's the good one. What is it that really holds real, true value for self? What is it? Right? And so, hey, that's the mission. That's the mission, right? All right. So, yes, I'm gonna read the scripture again. This is so beautiful, man. I gotta work on this. I gotta put this in the paper now. The day that passes by, the heaven is a conscious scroll of records. Beautiful, right there in our face, right there in our face in the Quran, right? So I want to share something with you real quick. Share my screen with you real quick. Give you a little bit of, and show you our Golden Heart Hub, right? All right, hold on. All right. So in our Golden Heart Hub, you will see that we have a daily prayer counter, and I can sign into this, and then I can just go ahead and start, loading up my prayers and clicking it. It's just a cool little spot to keep everybody accountable. I actually shouldn't even be showing you this, to be honest with you, right? But it's all good. It's all good. All right. These 5 prayers are lined up to something. All right, that you need to know. And I've said it before in videos. Here go the 99 attributes right here. We have a Zikr tablet. And it's so much stuff in here. I really can't even explain it. I had to bring my partner B on to explain it. But we got the Arabic alphabet, which I'm gonna click on in a second, right? But you got the Sheikh's Corner, where there's another one that needs to be in here. But these are PDFs that you can just click on and get it going, right? I should show you some of these translations from the Qur'an, but nope. But like today, we did this one here. It didn't load up. Where do we do? God, science, and the eternal. Well, I gotta let B know. But you can click on these. You should be able to click on them and they move. I'm not signed in. That's why. All right. And so then you got Islamic mathematics, members only content. That's why I won't let me do it, because it's a members only content and I'm not signed in and whatnot. But you'll be able to click on this stuff and study. You probably can't click on the Arabic thing. But what we do, let me get off of this. All right. What we do is there's an app. I don't think it was on Android, which that's why we created the module. But there is an app for iPhone that you can use. All right. And this is how we study the Arabic, mastered the alphabet. And there's an easy setting where it's 28 questions. And there's a hard setting where it's 112 that you have to get right before you test out. And the criteria was that you had to get 100 on both of those and send me 3 screenshots so we can keep on going. Because at this particular point in about a month's time, it really happened like on the second week, but in a month's time, my sahabs, my companions, and I know you ain't saying sahab is a term that I got from E40 from the Bay, which means your partner, which is very close to the Arabic word that absolutely mean companions. Okay, so my sahabs, all right, my companions are literally translating verses in the Quran just for being in the Arabic class for 4 weeks, learning the very basics of the alphabet. I'm not saying you're going to speak Arabic. That's actually not my goal. My goal is to teach you how to share with you how to translate for yourself. The Arabic breaks down into 3 letters, roots, sometimes 4. And if you can learn how to do that and read what's in the Quran and say, okay, what is this word right here? Okay, boom, let me put this in the dictionary. Wait a minute, it also says this. Okay, note it. Oh, this one says this. Okay, now tell a different story from what the Quran says. Because we were taught that Ali, may the peace and blessings be upon him, said that when it comes to the Fatiha alone, he can fill 70 camels. Interesting, Brother Wally. Oh, Brother Wally, Tierra P, and Muhayamin, y'all got that lesson yesterday. I sent that to y'all. The number 70. Yes? Okay. So he said you can fill 70 camels up with the Fatiha alone with just different translations. The Quran, as I showed y'all last Friday, said none but the sincere can touch it. The Prophet said, just like I had to fight for the revelation of the Quran, there is one amongst you that has to fight for the interpretation of the Quran. And he pointed to Ali. So think about that. The Quran says none can touch it but the pure, which means understand it, connect with it. And the Prophet said, hey, this one is going to have to fight for the interpretation of it. Excuse me. So that means the Quran that we're reading, that's just level 1. That's the external. That's great because that keeps you in due bounds. That's Sharia. That's the physical law. But when it starts talking about some things that good and well, such as one of my favorites, in the heavens is your provision and everything promised to you. Whoa, that's a big statement. That's huge. In the heavens is your provision and everything promised to you. That means Allah, God, don't have nothing for you. It's already dropped off. He busy. Busy. You got people confused. You got people fighting. You got people doing all kind of stuff, fighting amongst each other in the religion. And the Quran said you're supposed to be competing in righteousness, not fighting each other about the interpretation. Y'all supposed to be competing in righteousness. Had I wanted to make you one nation, I could have easily did that, but I didn't, you dumb fools. That's what the Quran says. So much stuff going on. I'm just going to drop your provision off in the heavens. It's over there. It's already done. You figure it out since you say you believe. And I created everything for a purpose. It's the Quran that says this. So then there's that part of the Quran. The inner essence of the Quran. I showed you last week. What did it say? The Quran, that Allah has 2 attributes. 2 that's, a couple that's pairs, but they're these 2. The one that deals with the external and one that deals with the internal, one that deals with the seen and one deals with the unseen. Yes, that's in the Quran. Okay. So we gotta up our game and come and become more connected with it. You know what I mean? There's a verse in the Quran I showed last week that he said the heavens and earth was like the dominion, like we have dominion of the heavens and earth. And that's like, whoa, wait a minute. What are you talking about? We have dominion over the heavens and earth. Like I've never heard such thing. You know what I mean? We have dominion over the heaven and earth. I pointed that out last week. Maybe I'll go through here and find it. Here it is right here. Zahir, the manifest, 76 by 10 the hidden, or the inner. These are attributes of Allah right next to each other's, number 75 and number 76. This is what we're supposed to be studying. That's the whole Quran. Right here. Right in our face. Zahir, manifest. Batin, secret or hidden one. Yes? Where is that verse at? Here it is. Do you not see that Allah has subjected to your use all things in the heaven? How do I use Mars in the heaven? Let me come off this. How do I use Mars? How do I use moon in the heaven? How do I use sun in the heaven? Oh, you can create something called solar panels, and then you can get electricity. You don't have to do this little thing that y'all doing. You just gotta be smart, man and woman, and think how to use this energy. You understand what I'm saying? So this is free energy that's there, right? All right, that's how you use it. All of this is subjected for us, all of it. So the real Islam is the one that understands everything in creation is Islam. It ain't got nothing to do with the physical religion. When you really understand the true essence of Islam, it's everything in creation. Allah encompasses all things of knowledge. Just wrote a paper on that today. All things of knowledge. All things of knowledge. You know what that means? God is inside of everything. Everything. Okay? All right. So let me get ready for class. I got a little bit of hour. I got to think what I'm gonna do with them tonight. But I'd love to have you. You can get with me on the Patreon, but you got to email me. Because even the Patreon must say, hey, part of the requirements being in the Patreon. But you got to email me to get in on Sundays and get in on Tuesday. Your support is only $20 a month. But it is absolutely greatly appreciated. It helps out a lot. So I would love to have you. We would love to have you. I got the champ coming back. She like put me in. I got my book. So hopefully she got the link tonight. Khadijah Ali be in there. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun in Arabic tonight. But your work is your participation is absolutely appreciated. If you haven't seen, when I'm in this background, I'm in my place where I got my land and stuff at, and this is absolutely the season where inshallah, absolutely, this is the year I touch the earth and start to learn how to garden and live off the earth and be more connected with the earth and have a little bit more I don't want to be as dependent as I am, in all honesty, on grocery stores. You know what I mean? What you mean that cause cancer? You just now figuring out that cause? Can you, man, stop playing, man? You're playing too much. You understand what I'm saying? And so no, I'm getting to a point where I didn't had enough, right? And so you got to reach that breaking point. But I'm cultivating. I'm gonna show you all this stuff. Cultivate this land is the goal. So your participation, I can't tell you in words, but I'll try my best to tell you in words. It goes a great deal, very far, very sentimental to myself and others in the community. And my goal absolutely is to be able to share that, because I understand that a lot of people don't have land. So I absolutely plan to share that. And what I mean by that is I always had a little vision of taking a parcel and creating a community garden out of it. And even if you had to mail your seeds up or whatever the case may be, you know what I mean? So we got this, but you got a little 10 by 10 loot, and that's your thing right there. And come get it, man. And start really getting connected to what really matters the most. You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna leave y'all with the Ayatul Kursi again. And I will see y'all Friday Khutbah. All right. Peace out.
الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم.